Allow me to simplify rep ranges so you can stop doing 30 plus reps in order to tone the muscle and stop doing 5 reps to get stronger. Instead, you need to pick a rep range that is going to be progressible, right? What do I mean by this? The core function of a rep range is to have a way of standardizing your reps, right? All rep ranges are going to see growth. You can grow muscle as low as 5 reps and as many as 30 reps. But we want to make sure that we can track this progress week to week so we know how much weight to use and how to know if we're actually progressing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick a rep range, right? Something like 6 to 8 rep range is good. Something like 8 to 12 rep range is fine. Anything over 15 is going to be excessive, right? You're going to generate a lot of calcium ion related fatigue, a lot of metabolite buildup, and cause a lot of muscle damage while getting the same, if not a little less, muscle hypertrophy, right? Mechanical tension is the primary driver of that. We'll talk more about that in another video. Now, if we want to get, a good rep range, like I said, 6 to 8 or 8 to 12 are going to be really good. Why? Because if we have a lower rep range, this allows us to not only train closer to failure with a heavier weight, keeping good technique, and it's also going to allow us to not take as long in the gym too. Because remember, the less reps that we do, the less related fatigue that we're going to get, right? The less calcium ion related fatigue that we're going to generate from said set. And because we're having less fatigue while still getting close, if not to failure, we're still going to generate just as much hypertrophy stimulus from that set. So, bottom line, pick a rep range that you can do, stick to it consistently, and make sure that you're not changing it week to week. Keep that rep range, do an extra rep, try to get an extra rep each week if you can with good technique. If you can't, stay at that same reps. Because the bottom line should be to progressively overload. And in order to do that, you cannot cheat that system by sloppifying your technique, right? Sloppifying, is that a word? By degrading your technique just to get another rep in, right? So an example of this, if you're starting off, your rep range is 6 to 8, let's say. You get 6 for the first week. You get 6 for the second week. The third week, you get 7 reps consistently, right? This is good. You're progressing. You're strong enough to get that 7th rep. And then do it again for the next week, 7 reps. The next week, you're able to get 8 reps. Once you're consistently able to get 8 reps, instead of going up in reps, just doing 9 reps, you would then increase the weight down so where you can get only 6 reps again. And then once you're at that 6 rep range again, you're going to then repeat the process. This is how you're going to progressively overload. This is going to allow you to grow the most amount of muscle without, again, getting too high into those rep ranges so you're not generating a lot of fatigue. So hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And yeah.